Okay, hello everyone, and welcome to the first match preview of the season. It is Wigan Athletic away for our first game of the season, and today I'm joined with Barry Worthington, the producer of the Wigan Athletic podcast, Progress with Unity. So I'll go and leave a link to that in the description. You can go and check it out. If you're a Wigan fan, you probably already know about it, but if you don't know about it, definitely go and check it out. And yeah, really, we don't know much about how either of us are going to play, seeing that this is going to be the first game of the season. All that we know is how we've played during pre-season. So we'll start off with you, Barry. How's your side looking, building up into the first game of the season?
It's looking quite all right, actually. I mean, for myself, I don't pay much attention to pre-season. We've not lost a game. We've played 6 and won 5, and we drew away at Accrington. But we tended to change the team totally around at half time, So, but what I would say, we've only made one signing, and that's Ryan Nyambe from Blackburn. And he appears not to have had a pre-season, so I doubt he'll be featuring on Saturday. He hasn't featured yet for us. In fact, he's only been with us just over a week. So I think we'll be a continuation of last season, and that's the way we've been lining up anyway, and sort of playing that similar style, which is we go two ways. We either go 3 at the back with 2 wing backs, 2 holding midfielders, and the rest up top like a striker and a couple buzzing around him, or we go a flat 4 with 2 holding midfielders once again, and then we've got the 3 up the top end, centre forward probably Charlie Wyke, or if not Josh McGuinness leading the line, and we'll have Callum Lang, Will Keane playing in the number 10 role, and James McLean flirting about here, there and everywhere. So yeah, pre-season's been what pre-season is always for me, just about getting minutes in legs, and we're looking good. We're looking at, as we finish the season, strong, grinding out results. I mean, if you don't mind me rabbiting on a bit, we played Sheffield Wednesday on Saturday in a pre-season friendly, who actually beat us twice last season. They did the double over us, and we couldn't really cope with them last season. But we played them on Saturday at the DW, and for the first 20 minutes, we couldn't get the ball off them. They was buzzing about everywhere. But typical Wigan Athletic style, as we have been this last season, we just grind the game. Now, we went a goal behind. It was a bit of a comedy of errors, but we ground ourselves back into the game and came out 4-1 winners. And that's the sort of performances we were putting in last season. So, yeah, I'm just hoping it's going to continue. Obviously, a bit of a step up coming into the Championship. We know it is quite a big step up. I think, to be honest with you, I think the step between the top of League One and the bottom end of the Championship is even larger than the top end of the Championship to the Premier League, if I'm being honest. And I think that bears out where teams struggle season on season when they get promoted.
Right. Yeah, well, Preston play pretty much a similar formation to what you were describing there, with 2 wing backs, 3 defenders. Our pre-season has been all right. We lost 2-1 to Leicester City, but beat Hearts 2-1. We also beat Accrington Stanley 1-0 as well. Our annual trip to Accrington Stanley in pre-season. But so far, really, our players to look out for are probably the 3 in midfield, Daniel Johnson, Alan Brown and Benjamin Whiteman. Between 3 of them, they got 15 goals and 17 assists last season. And Emile Rees, really, last season, he was our top goal scorer, scoring 22 goals in all competitions. And so far in pre-season, he hasn't had the greatest of starts. He did get the goal against Accrington Stanley, but that's about it so far. So I'm hoping we can improve under him, with him. We've just signed Troy Parrott on loan from Tottenham Hotspur, which hopefully, I know from past games, he has dropped a bit deeper, got the ball and then fed fed through the front man, so which will be Emile Reece. So hopefully, if he can finish off the chances, then we can score goals. But I know also Troy Parrott said in his interview the other day that he wants to be looking to get further forward and score more goals than he has been doing. We've also signed Robbie Brady from Bournemouth. He was in the Premier League with Burnley, so I think we've got top quality wing back there if he can stay fit enough. Know that he normally lasts around 15 games a season, then he's injured for the rest of it. But so far in pre-season, he's looked good and not picked up any injuries so far. So hopefully it remains that way. We've signed Ben Woodburn from Liverpool. I know he had some sticky loan patches off Blackpool and Hearts as well. Oxford United, I think he went to as well, but he's looked decent so far in pre-season. He has scored 2 goals in all pre-season games as well. So we're looking reasonably good coming into the first game of the season. We are hoping to make a few more signings, but I don't think they will come before the first game. So, is there any standout players in your side from last season, or any that you think will do well in the Championship this season?
Obviously, yeah. We won the league, so we had quite a few standouts. Will Keane got the Golden Boot in League One, not a renowned goal scorer, and when he's played previously, we've had him on loan. Has he been at Preston as well? I think he might have been at Preston for a short period about 10 years ago. Might be confused, but I'm sure he had some time there from Manchester United. But we had him on loan in the 2013-14 season. He didn't do anything. He was just coming back from a long-term injury, which seems to be his problem. But he's had 18 months injury-free, and boy, what a different player. He's not playing as a striker. He plays as a number 10 now. He's having a large number of assists as well as scoring the goals. Different player altogether. Now, I know he's playing against League One defences, but you can still see he's got very good technical ability, great control, and I think he scored about 26 goals last season. Callum Lang is probably a player that you've not really heard of. We've had him since he was 14. We've sent him out on loan quite a few times. He's been to Oldham, Markham, Shrewsbury, and up in Scotland with Motherwell. He's 23 now, and he had a massive season last season. Absolutely superb, very dynamic. Everybody knows James McLean and what he brings. We just hope on Saturday that the Preston crowd starts to get on his back, because I'll be honest with you, that spurs him on. He plays even better, and he gets stick wherever. And it's some first stick because people don't understand, but we get that opposition fans trying to put players off, who they're playing against, and he is a target. But I'll just warn you, he does respond to it, and he puts in the big performances week in, week out, and he's had a great pre-season as well. We've got a young centre back brought in from Portsmouth, Jack Watmore, only 24. Like you mentioned there about Robbie Brady, came with a reputation of being injury prone. Never missed a game last season. He was our player of the season. Superb. 24 years of age. We classed him as the Bobby Moore of League One. Absolutely outstanding centre back. Never panics. Good on the ball. Reads the game. Hardly ever makes a challenge because he reads the game so well. Fantastic. Another player you might be aware of, Tom Naylor. He was at Burton Albion for a while, then went down to Portsmouth. But he's played in Championship with Burton. I think he probably played against Preston a few times. Defensive midfielder, superb. Max Power everybody knows Max Power because of his name, and he's as the club at heart. We had him for 4 seasons. He went to Sunderland, then he came back. Really, really good player. And Charlie Wyke up front. Now, we all know Charlie's incident last year when he had a cardiac arrest in training, and he was in some really good form before then. So he's not played since. He's played in the pre-seasons, but he's not played a competitive game since. So it all depends how he's recovered from that. The word is he's fully recovered, and it would be brilliant to see him play after, the same with Ericsson, who went to Brentford and then went to signed for United. So I'm sure fans around the country will be, appreciating the fact that he's back playing football again. And he is an early burly centre forward, the roughhouse type, doesn't mind getting stuck in, good in the air. So he'll definitely be one to look out for. And we've got a special talent in Tello Asgard, Norwegian international. He's been with Wigan Athletics since he was about 12. He's a Scouse Norwegian. His mum and dad are Norwegian, but they live in Liverpool because his dad plays for the Liverpool Philharmonic Orchestra. Very talented family. Thello's a talented musician as well. But he's got a look of Jack Grealish about him, but he actually got the FA Cup goal of the season last season for his 91st minute winner against our and your rivals Blackburn Rovers, which was quite sweet. He hit a tremendous effort into the top corner. He's only 19, and during our administration period, he was massive for us. He suffered a bit last season with injury because he had so much pressure on him the season before, and his body was still growing. But he's had a good pre-season again. So whether he'll be a starter or coming in off the bench as an impact at the moment remains to be seen. But he's definitely one for the future, and most people think he's going to go all the way to the top, hopefully, with us.
Okay, very good. Just speaking about strikers like Charlie Wyke, I think another one that you for us that's probably not sure if he's going to be starting now that we signed Troy Parrott, although he might be on the bench. But another one really for us to look out for is Ched Evans. He doesn't get that many goals, but he will really hassle defenders. His strength, and he really changes games. The past league games that he came on against, Middlesbrough was a big one. Leicester City was a big one as well in pre-season when we lost 2-1. But when he comes on, he's a big threat for defenders. So you need to another one to watch out for there. Okay, right. So last meeting at the DW Stadium, ignoring the pre-season friendly, it was 2-1 victory to us last time you were in the Championship. Past 5 meetings, you've won 1. There's been 1 draw, 3 Preston victories. But we've got a bit of a thing with the first game of the season that we've not won our first game of the season for the past 5 seasons now, and it's hopefully it's going to change around now with obviously new manager coming in halfway through last season, Ryan Lowe. Fans have got big expectations for him. So from us, I'm going to go on to the score predictions now. I'm going to say it'll be very tight. It always is. I think we may just be able to win this one 1-0, seeing that Wigan aren't really proven in the Championship at the moment with the squad that they have. But then again, as you said, they did win League One, so it'll be interesting to see where they finish. I think you'll remain in the Championship for next season. I think you'll be able to survive. Where do you see yourself at the end of the season? Do you have which place? Yeah.
Well, I mean, going back to that game in February in 2020, we'd been in a terrible run, and we just started picking ourselves up. And the worst team to play at that particular time, I mean, 2 weeks before we'd been to West Brom and won 1-0, and then at the end of that month we went to Leeds and won 2-0 at Leeds. So and then we lost. We didn't lose a game for 15 matches after we played you. 15 games, and if we hadn't lost against you, it would have been something like 20 games undefeated. So it was a bit of a blip, and that's the problem with Preston North End. As you just rolled off all those results. I mean, I've been to Deepdale a few times and seen us, get trounced. I don't think we've beat you at home in the league since we beat you 5-0 on TV in 2023, in 2003. In 2003, I think that's the last time we beat you. The season. It was 2004, probably, the season we got promoted to the Premier League. So we've really struggled in the league at home to you. And that's my only worry. Now, when you're talking about a 1-0 win, I think there was only 3 games last season where we didn't score a goal. So we score every week. We score. We do. So we will score. As far as season prediction, I don't care where we finish, as long as it's out the bottom 3. So that will do for me this season. But I've predicted us somewhere between 18th and 14th. And so if you hit the middle there, 16th. So that's what I'm going for, 16th. And I'd be delighted with that. Absolutely delighted. As for Saturday, I'm going to be a bit brazen here, because you have got a good team, and Brady is a good player. And I can tell you now, Troy Parrott, you're in for a treat with him. He's an excellent player. Excellent. And Daniel Johnson in midfield always does a job on us. I think we've tried to sign him off in the past, but he does do a job. And Ryan Lowe is a good manager, and I 100% agree with you there. And that's the reason Plymouth Argyle didn't get promoted last season, because they lost Ryan Lowe. But I think we're going to break our little Preston hoodoo here, and I think we're going to do you. I think we'll win 3-1 after going behind to your 1-0. So that's my prediction, okay. 3-1 to Wigan Athletic. The only downside to the game, I'm really looking forward to this, because I have a lot of friendly rivalry with Preston fans. But the only downside is the referee, and I don't know if you're aware who it is, but it's Bobby Madley, who's an absolute shocker. So let's hope he's not too controversial.
Okay, no, I'm not sure who the referee was going to be then. Okay. Right, yeah, I'm definitely looking forward to it. I'm going to be making the trip to DW. And yeah, that wraps up our pre-season match preview for the first game of the new season. So yeah, good luck. I think maybe not. Not hopefully. I think you will survive, but I think you will have a good season this season. So yeah, okay. Thank you everyone as well for tuning in. Also, yeah, please go and check out the Progress with Unity podcast. Links in the description. And yeah, I will see you all in my next video, probably a match day vlog or a match reaction to the game after Saturday. So yeah, bye.